What if motorcycles were never supposed to become this complicated? What if the perfect bike was never meant to be the fastest machine on the road, but the one you actually wanted to ride every single day? Because somewhere along the way, motorcycles stopped being about freedom and started becoming rolling spec sheets filled with technology most riders never truly use. And before we go any further, welcome back to Rev Rider, the channel where we chase the golden age of riding, the feeling of freedom, and the motorcycles riders remember forever. And that brings us to the legendary Honda XL250, a motorcycle that feels like a return to reality.
The heart of the XL250 is exactly what makes this bike unforgettable. A refined, torque-focused single-cylinder engine that doesn't try to shock you with insane horsepower numbers. Instead, it delivers something far more important: trust. Because the best motorcycle engine isn't the one that feels exciting for 5 minutes. It's the one that still feels perfect after 5 hours. Fuel injection keeps the throttle response smooth and predictable, giving the rider a clean connection between hand and machine. In traffic, the bike feels effortless. On dirt roads, it feels controlled. On long back road rides, it feels calm and mechanical in the best possible way. This is the kind of engine that encourages you to keep riding instead of constantly fighting the motorcycle. And honestly, that's something many modern bikes forgot a long time ago. Then there's the chassis and weight, and this is where the philosophy of the XL250 becomes crystal clear. Lightweight motorcycles change the entire riding experience. With a dry weight sitting around that sweet spot between roughly 114 and 130 kilograms, the bike feels alive beneath you instead of heavy and intimidating. In city traffic, it slips through naturally. In tight trails, it feels agile and confidence-inspiring. And for beginners, that lightweight character removes fear almost instantly. You don't feel trapped underneath the motorcycle. You feel connected to it. That's the hidden power of simplicity. A lighter bike doesn't just make riding easier physically, it changes you mentally. Suddenly, rough roads become fun. Tight spaces stop feeling stressful. Exploration becomes natural again. And that's exactly what motorcycles were always supposed to represent. The suspension setup continues that same philosophy. Long travel front forks paired with a rear monoshock create a commanding riding position that makes the rider feel ready for anything. You sit upright with a clear view of the world ahead, whether it's crowded city streets, broken pavement, or dusty back trails. The XL250 doesn't punish you for imperfect roads. It absorbs them and keeps moving forward. And when it comes to braking, modern disc brakes and ABS aren't there to turn the bike into a race machine. They exist for confidence. That's an important difference. Real-world riding isn't about chasing lap times. It's about knowing your motorcycle will stay predictable when conditions suddenly change. Wet roads, gravel corners, emergency stops, the XL250 gives riders the confidence to explore further without hesitation. And maybe the most beautiful thing about this motorcycle is what it refuses to become. The XL250 understands something the industry often ignores. Technology should support the ride, not replace it. Yes, you get practical modern essentials like LED lighting and a clean digital display, but beyond that, the bike shows restraint. No endless ride modes, no overwhelming electronic systems, no complicated traction control constantly interfering with the experience. Because every extra layer of electronics creates distance between rider and machine. The XL250 keeps that connection pure. It still trusts the rider to actually ride. And in today's motorcycle world, that philosophy feels almost rare. Visually, the bike carries a clean and purposeful design that feels timeless instead of trendy. No fake aggression, no oversized panels trying too hard to look futuristic. Every part of the motorcycle exists for a reason. The upright ergonomics make long rides feel natural, not exhausting. Your back stays relaxed, your visibility stays high, and your body moves with the motorcycle instead of against it. This isn't a bike designed for 10-minute coffee shop appearances. It's designed for real journeys, the kind that creates stories, memories, and that feeling every rider chases but struggles to explain. And that's why the XL250 works for almost everyone. For beginners, it builds confidence instead of fear. For intermediate riders, it becomes the motorcycle you choose when you genuinely want to enjoy the ride. And for experienced riders returning after years away, it becomes a reminder of what motorcycling originally felt like before everything became oversized and overcomplicated. Because eventually, many riders realize something important. The best motorcycle isn't always the fastest one. It's the one that never gives you a reason to stay home. So here's the question, Rev Rider family. Would you choose a motorcycle that fits your real life or something bigger and more extreme that spends more time parked than ridden? Because maybe simplicity was never a limitation. Maybe simplicity was the entire point. If you believe motorcycles should still feel raw, honest, mechanical, and deeply human, make sure to subscribe to Rev Rider, because here we chase the golden age of riding and what actually makes motorcycles worth loving in the first place. Disclaimer: this video is an AI-assisted creative interpretation inspired by publicly known motorcycle concepts, rider philosophy, and historical design inspiration. It is not an officially confirmed statement, review, or manufacturer specification from Honda.